Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Caravan of Garbage, where we're taking a look at something a little bit special.
Oh, yes.
It's when Disney loses a lot of money on a property they shouldn't have made.
And then they don't take any chances anymore, and we all lose out.
Oh, yeah!
No independent properties, no nothing.
No.
Just the same old slop over and over again. And then that loses traction. And then we don't get anything?
This I like.
Yeah, it's good, right?
So, of course, this week we're talking about, and please leave a like for, John Carter 2012.
John Carter of Mars? Wrong.
No.
Just John Carter, just a man.
This is also not to be confused with the 2009 Asylum version, which starred Antonio Sabato Jr., which
Really?
was made to cash in on the Avatar craze, which also I feel like this was.
You think it was?
Yes!
You reckon?
3 years after Avatar, for a number of reasons.
But
This,
that had blue men,
yeah.
and this has green men.
No, yeah, I didn't think about that. And
Yeah.
sort of red men.
Sort of
Sort
red?
of, not really.
Just regular men. And then just even more regular men.
Oh, yeah, the most regular.
And then the most regular of all, John Carter. He should have had just a real...
Come on. What are we doing with
he
this
should have
guy?
had
How did this happen? Who is to blame?
He should have had a normal 19th century American physique. Just rail thin and pale.
Agreed.
You know, he's come out of the army, he's got a limp. He's been shot once, and he got bacteria in him, you know,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
the bullet didn't go all the way through.
Rubbing sawdust into it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This feels so antiquated.
Go on.
Well, because it's based on a book that was written like before there was any real sci-fi. So it's all like, oh, this place is called Helium and this ship rides on light and everything's a fucking whatever, a crystal and a...
It was so easy back then. Well, this is written by Edgar Rice Burroughs, the original,
Yes.
the original book. He also created Tarzan.
He did, yeah.
So it was so easy back then. Just what if a man lived in the jungle? What if a man lived in a different place than you, the reader? Oh my goodness, this is fantastical!
Impossible!
Let's burn this man at the stake. He's a demon. This Mr. Edgar Rice Burroughs. Can't do it now.
No.
You can't be like, what if he learned that there was a secret organization that was trying to reverse entropy of the universe and using a secret device, but then another secret organization had to recruit John David Washington and Robert Pattinson to
Oh, I see what's happening. That's
commit
what
a
you're doing,
temporal
yeah.
pencil movement, and then somebody would be like, that's just Tenet.
What are you talking about?
Christopher Nolan did it. It's hard now.
It is hard now. We did a series.
Yes.
And it was on 4 movies which fit into you know it when you see it.
Yes.
And so it was like Dick Tracy, The Rocketeer, The Shadow, and
Yes.
and this is that.
Absolutely.
This is you know it when you see it. It's an older property which was made in a time it shouldn't have been made, and also sure it pioneered a lot of things when it came out. But since then, so much has been stolen or copied from it that by the time you see it, this was in production for 79 years, by the way.
79 years.
Yes, yeah.
Not 7 to 9 years.
No.
79 years.
Yeah, so by the time you get to it, you've already had Star Wars, Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, Dune, Avatar.
Maybe one of the Now You See Me movies.
That's right, now to 3 me.
Yeah. Also, I would say this is a subcategory of you know it when you see it, which I feel is like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Because the thing about this is when the book was written, it was about a more or less contemporary man.
It's from the 1860s.
Yeah, and it was written in the early
don't know.
1900s. But
I don't know.
It was a relatively contemporary man being sent into a fantastical environment. So I imagine readers could be like, oh, yeah, I get it. He's a regular man, you know, from a couple of decades ago. I get it. So, but now they've had to go, well, do we make him a contemporary man to modern audiences, which is kind of boring?
Yeah.
Or do you make him an old-timey man from the original setting where people are like, I can't relate to this guy.
Yeah.
I got Tenet to watch.
As much as I love Confederate soldiers, I can't relate to this particular one.
Yeah, right.
Jesus.
Exactly. So they went with, you know,
This.
one. Yes.
So as mentioned, this was in development hell, I should say, for 79 years. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of that.
Go ahead.
Pre-production first started on a version of this movie in 1931. Robert Clampett was going to do it. He directed Looney Tunes. He approached Edgar Rice Burroughs to make an animated feature of the first book in the series, A Princess of Mars, which this is not called. And that would have been America's first full-length animated film if that went through. But
Princess of Mars would be a better title.
I agree.
It's not just a guy's name. Again, Michael Clayton, John Carter. What's the difference? It's impossible to know.
Well, the movies are quite different, but you're talking in terms of name strategy.
I am.
minutes.
It's true. Also, I loved in this movie, I don't know if this is the case in the books. Maybe it is. Another thing that is probably confusing to people is the story is being read from a journal written by John Carter,
Yep.
and it's being read by Edgar Rice Burroughs,
Yes.
who is the author of the original novel, but in this is also the nephew of John Carter.
And he's in Spy Kids.
So he's also like, yeah, and actually, my uncle, yeah, this guy's super cool, and he's a super cool. He's like a super cool. He's a soldier, and he's also a
He
cowboy.
married a princess.
He married a princess, and he's actually my uncle, and he said one day I'll grow up to be as cool as him. No, you can't meet him. He lives on Mars. So, is that in the original books?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that was added. A bunch of stuff was changed. I love how they're like, oh, this would have been the first full-length animated feature film, except Snow White beat it by like 80 years.
And then what? Then they just gave up?
Well, then it went to Ray Harryhausen. He was going
Okay.
to do a stop-motion version in the 50s. I feel like that could have worked in that era of Sinbad,
Yeah.
etc.
But then we wouldn't still be talking about it.
No, definitely
This we
not.
are definitely still
Definitely
talking
talking about it. Then John McTiernan was going to do it in the 80s.
But then he was planning on going to prison.
He had to go to prison. Then it went to Paramount Pictures, so away from Disney in the 90s, and Robert Rodriguez signed on in 2004. He was then replaced by Kerry Conran, who did Sky Captain.
Oh, that's why the guy from Spy Kids is.
Exactly,
is in this.
probably. He was replaced by Jon Favreau, and then Paramount chose to give up the rights in 2006 so they could reboot.
We don't want it.
They don't want it, because they wanted to do Star Trek again, which they did. Then Disney got the rights back, and they gave it to Andrew Stanton.
They lost a game of cards.
They must have.
And they had to give.
So
They had to
back.
take the rights back
Yeah.
because they lost that hand.
So Disney got the rights back. They gave it to Andrew Stanton. He, of course, directed Finding Nemo, WALL-E. He wrote all of the Toy Story movies.
Pixar guys. Okay.
This is his first live-action adaptation, and there's a number of reasons that are him-related for why this fell down. Also, Robert Zemeckis had a chance to direct it, and he said, George already pillaged all of that, so no. But this
George
does...
Clooney?
Yes.
For Michael Clayton.
For Michael Clayton.
That's what I thought.
But if you look at this, like, yeah, there is Star Wars in this. There's a princess escaping on a ship because she's being pursued.
But actually, she's full of sass.
She's full of sass.
sass and swordswomanship.
There's like a Jabba the Hutt kind of skiff kind of battle in this.
And a big dog.
And a big dog.
There's jumping.
There is jumping.
Jumping. Very prequel-esque jumping.
Let's talk about... Have we really talked about the story?
No.
Kind of? Okay, my note for the story just says, they're not very red, are they? Which isn't a story note. I don't know why I put it there.
I have a story note that says, well, initially it said the first 40 minutes is just Carter being captured over and over again and then jumping his way out of it. But then I've had to amend the note to say, actually, it's the first hour of just him being captured over and over again. I thought it would end.
No.
I put the note in and I'm like, surely this is the end of him being sort of knocked out and sort of overwhelmed
Yeah.
and captured, and then he'll jump his way out later. But no, it went for an hour.
It certainly did. And do you know it could have been Tom Cruise?
Oh.
Because McTiernan wanted Cruise,
Yes.
and then he was even still keen Tom Cruise in 2012, and the director was like, no, I'm on the Taylor Kitsch train.
Okay.
Battleship's own.
Sure.
This is the direction we're going to go.
Gambit's own, X-Men Origins Wolverine's own.
That's right.
He was Gambit, everybody. Remember that.
He was Gambit, first Gambit. It's so weird that they do change a bunch of stuff from the books. I'm not going to get into it. But like,
Because you haven't read the books.
no.
Because you're afraid of
I
books.
read a list somewhere, but like, it's not that interesting.
Sometimes you read the books.
Sometimes I do read the books. I say I'm going to read the books more than I do. Let's be realistic, Mason. But they change a bunch of stuff, but they don't change he's a Confederate soldier. Now, in the movie, they make it so because he's that because the Union killed his family while he was out buying a funny hat.
Sure, okay, yes.
But in the book, he did it...
But in the book, it was a serious hat. It was a very serious hat.
And also, in the book, he didn't want the Union to divide the country. So that's why he was fighting against them.
Oh, okay.
Brave.
Because in his mind, the Union were the real racists. I understand.
I guess. Also, so he gets... I was going to say transported to Mars. He gets faxed to Mars because
does.
his Earth body stays on Earth.
Oh.
And then he gets copied.
Yeah,
And this is
interesting.
also... This is in the books.
Yeah.
And so he's got a body on Mars. And in the books also, when he goes back, that body is killed and he's transported back. That's not what happens in the movie. It doesn't matter. And because he's got Earth physiology on Mars, he's super strong, like you said, and he can leap very far, and he can kill like 1,000 things at once. But he's often just getting tied up or just dogpiled.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
He's like Oh, I guess I'm being tied up like I would be on Earth. Better not try and escape these ropes.
So, he hooks up with the local natives, and one of them's Willem Dafoe, and they're like...
He doesn't hook up with them.
He hooks up, they said.
It's okay.
In the loosest...
You watched a director's cut of some sort.
That's right.
He hooks up with the locals.
Hell yeah.
And he picks a side based on the first hot woman he sees, essentially.
Yeah.
Because she's fighting the red guys.
Yep.
And he's just like, well, they look like me and she looks like me, but she's hot.
Yeah, they were chasing
I mean,
her.
Mark Strong and Dominic West, they're hot also.
They're different kind
but
of
I
hot,
find
though.
this lady more hot, so I'm on her side. She might be this planet's Hitler
Yeah.
or the Union.
But I'm heterosexual.
That's right.
And she has to have a marriage to Dominic West, which I wouldn't recommend, by the way. And
Really? He lives in a castle. In real life, he lives in a
yeah,
castle.
I know, but
I don't know anything about him. Besides that he
don't
lives
worry
in...
about it.
I shouldn't look it up?
No, it's fine. It's not fine. He lives his own. He makes his own choices, and that's great.
Oh, my God. But he just lived in a nice castle with his nice wife who's some sort of landed royalty or whatever. I don't know.
Sure, that's good. I'm sure he does.
Oh, no, I'm going to look it up later and be sad.
So he jumps on board this cause. He also has the worst kind of character in that it's that thing of like, I'm not a hero. I just want money, and that's so boring.
Yeah.
And it's really boring in 2012. At this point, we've seen this so much.
Yeah.
I don't want to help. I just want to get my gold happening, dude. You're on Mars.
Yeah.
It's probably some cool stuff.
Maybe there's Mars gold.
Maybe there's crystals.
Crystals, which are like the Martian gold.
Yeah.
You know, make a life on Mars. I mean, realistically, you don't know how this technology works. You don't know you've been faxed
No.
to Mars. You don't know your regular body's back on Earth or whatever.
Yeah. So it all builds up to like, well, it has to have a battle at the end, but before that, there's an arena sequence. It reminds me of Attack of the Clones (brackets derogatory),
Sure.
because it's a big kind of brown arena. A guy even gets beheaded, which happens also in Attack of the Clones.
That's true.
And then he marries the princess after he defeats the Zargons or whoever's he's fighting. It's not what they're called. Doesn't matter what anybody's called.
No. They're all called the Throgs or the Zargons or the whatever.
And there's a Walking City, which is another movie we saw.
Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engines and running around.
Look, I'll give this movie credit. I liked all the weird Martian technology.
Yeah.
But I think they made a mistake.
No, they
But
made a
again,
bunch of
okay, well, they
mistakes.
made so many mistakes. But damned if they do, damned if they don't. I don't think they should have shown the tech, like the fantastical Martian technology right at the start. Like, from a narrative perspective, I would have preferred it. It's like Earth and it's dirty and it's gross.
Yep.
And then he goes to Mars and he's like, what wondrous machines, my goodness. I've got to tell my nephew, Edgar Rice Burroughs, about this.
I've got a book to write.
But at the same time, if you don't show the stuff at the start and probably put it in the trailer, I don't remember, probably people aren't going to watch it or they're not going to stick around. They're
There
just
was
going to be
trailer
like,
problems.
boring, man. He's like, oh, the gold, boring, we've seen it.
I don't think the technology is that interesting. It's just like winged ships.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I
like
say
them
who
floating
cares?
about.
I say who cares
I know
at this
you do,
point.
yeah.
I say who cares?
You're giving it the coveted Who Cares award.
I'm giving that big time. So yeah, at the end of this, he gets tricked by Mark Strong, who's a Dune guy, by the way.
He is absolutely a Dune guy.
Dune borrows a lot from this.
I'll say this, great cast.
Yeah.
Many of whom will be in anything.
So he's zapped back to Earth, and he spends a lot of time being like, I gotta get back to the helium and the princess that I married.
Oh, no, you want to go back to the helium and the princess. All right, man.
He pretends to die, but it's actually because he wants to fax himself back again. But it's really a trick
Yes.
to trick one of the blue blokes with the blue eyes, so he can get a special medallion, so he can fax himself back to Mars again, which he does, and that's the end. And he goes, look after my body, because if his body dies... Also, in the book, he's immortal.
Bryan Cranston's in this.
Bryan
Bryan Cranston is in this. Another great actor who'll be in anything.
Yeah, that's true. Never bad. I guess what I really want to talk about, though, is what happened here. Because it's more interesting than the movie itself.
I would love to know.
Okay, so Andrew Stanton, the director,
Thank you for reminding me.
he said this since,
Yes.
that he's not satisfied with how the movie turned out. And he said part of the problem came down to that it was the first time he directed live action, and he was drunk with power after receiving too much money and creative control. And I just want to go through some of that, if
All
that's
right,
all right.
great.
So he got not only full creative control over the movie, he also apparently got it over the marketing.
I see. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
which I don't remember. I don't remember any of it. From that era, I don't remember if it was good or bad.
So he wanted to make this as true to the source material as possible because he was a huge fan of this growing up. He started on the comics, I believe. And so he wanted to avoid marketing this film as an action blockbuster, which was apparently against what Disney wanted. He also didn't want to put any of his earlier hits on there, like Finding Nemo or WALL-E, in any of the marketing.
What, even in the credits? Like from the director or the producer of... Wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
he didn't want children to... He wanted people to know that it wasn't for children.
Okay. Who was it for then? Andrew Stanton?
Yeah, exactly. And in filming this and then having the first trailer ready, he apparently didn't film any action sequences anyway, which they could have used. It wasn't even ready. So the first trailer for this is just not much.
Just jumping, probably?
Yeah, probably
Unless
just
jumping counts as an action sequence, in which case.
Jumping is big. Jumping is big in this movie. It's a big part of the movie, actually.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love how inconsistent it is.
Yeah, sometimes he's like, I can't jump that far, but then he does.
He does. Yeah. And he did before.
And he did before, yeah. So Disney then put together a Super Bowl TV spot to rectify this. But
Who is John Carter?
Yes.
Normal name.
Normal name. Normal movie.
Normal movie.
Don't expect anything too big or interesting.
That's right.
Though he vetoed this again, saying that was too similar to Star Wars. He also...
And that's what Disney wanted in this era, something that was far away from Star Wars.
Oh, please, yeah,
no,
yeah.
no more Star Wars.
They didn't
thank
even
you.
want to buy Star Wars at this point. They definitely did. He also ignored criticism of using the Led Zeppelin song Kashmir in the trailer because it's from 1974.
Yes.
They were saying, no, that's not like a new song. People don't care about that. This isn't Guardians of the Galaxy, man. You can't get away with that yet.
Right,
He also chose some billboard imagery that didn't resonate with audiences.
Empty billboards.
John Carter. So it didn't include the name Edgar Rice Burroughs in the advertisements either.
I mean, come on, though.
Yeah.
For reals.
Yeah.
You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, well, I agree. They didn't put any of the romantic subplot in the trailer.
It's hornier than you'd think.
Yeah, it's a little bit horny.
You'd think they'd maybe lean into that.
Yeah, you'd
But
think.
but they didn't.
Also, they took out Mars from the title, even though it's not the title of the first book.
That's right.
Until the end, because it was thought, and this was a collective decision, including his, that films with Mars in the title bombed.
We didn't want to accidentally label the movie and close it to a narrower audience than what they thought this movie was.
But Andrew, it's set on Mars.
Ghosts of Mars, Mission to Mars, Mars Need Moms.
Mars Attacks, did that come out?
Yeah, that'd have been a while, though, at that point, I guess. And this had a different vibe than Mars Attacks.
30 Seconds to Mars, though.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
That's right.
That's a good one. Yeah. I should also point out that a bunch of that could be bullshit.
Oh, yes.
And just Disney throwing a man under the bus.
Absolutely.
Now, he still works at Disney. He's done things since. Nothing live action.
Photocopies and such?
Yeah, that's right. yeah.
Photocopies, getting the tea,
Yeah.
you know, taking people's sandwich orders.
But apparently his sensibilities of how you do things in animated didn't translate here.
Right.
And like there was a bunch of reshoots, which are obviously very costly and all of that. I want to talk about how much this cost. My God.
I think I have an inkling of how much
Yeah,
it
you probably
costs.
do. But this is a quote from him from The New Yorker, which I love. This is fun and I love it.
All right.
We came on this movie so intimidated. Wow, we're at the adult table. 3 months in, I said to my producers, is it just me, or do we actually know how to do this better than live action crews do? The crew was shocked that they couldn't overwhelm me, but at Pixar I got used to having to think about everyone else's problems months before all the pieces would come together. And I learned that I'm just better at communicating and distilling than other people.
Sounds like a simple
Yeah.
shot.
So since then, obviously, more recent quotes are like, yeah, that got away from me. I am largely to blame for this. But God, that's coming in white hot, and you've got to respect it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, it's time for John Trivia.
I love it of Mars.
No, Mars doesn't sell. While filming at Big Water in Utah, the crew accidentally discovered a 60-foot-long sauropod dinosaur skeleton.
Wow.
The state's land manager bureau took over.
Huh.
I bet Andrew Stanton was like, I got this, let me do it.
Yeah.
I've never done this before, but I'm an expert on this, and I will be able to do this. Willem Dafoe accepted the role of Tars Tarkas. Who knows what any of these fucking green people, what their names are anyway?
Tars Tarkas. I'll never forget Tars Tarkas. I'll never forget you, Tars Tarkas.
Because he thought it would be interesting for him to like wear pajamas and walk on stilts, and he did get to do that. He's got a sword and everything. I watched the behind the scenes. Anyways, box office on a budget. You want to go?
I'm going to say more than $200 million somehow.
$306 million.
Damn. Damn.
I'm gonna.
But it's all on the screen, isn't it? It's all on the screen,
Not
isn't it?
really.
No, it's not. I was just kidding.
It made $284 million at the box office.
Okay.
Now the loss that's posted for this
Yes.
is anywhere between $150 to $265 million. Wow.
When you hit that quarter bill,
Yeah.
you know?
What do you do about it? You buy Star Wars.
That's right.
Now, as we talked about last week, and hopefully we'll remember next week, would you consider this a spectacular waste of time and money? Because sometimes you put a bunch of money into something and nobody sees it.
Yes.
But then you go, but it was good. Or
Yeah.
it was weird.
Here's the thing. I don't remember what we talked about last week. So I think we need to base it on
The
that.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh. I think we need to check in subsequent weeks if we still remember.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the end of this series, we're going to have to
go
name them.
back.
We go back, and if I can name them all.
Yeah. In order.
Oh, no. No. Look, here's the thing about this movie is I watched this for the first time in the year of our Lord 2025, and I'm like, this is pretty fun, pretty charming.
Yeah.
But it's the same level of, this is pretty fun, pretty charming as like a sci-fi fantasy TV series from like the 90s.
An episode of Stargate.
It was like, yeah, that's pretty fun, whatever. Not a $300 million extravaganza. Like, you need more than, for $300 million, you need for someone to be like, give it more than, it's pretty charming, they're nice, pretty good.
Yeah, but I would say even if you saw it at 12 or whatever, this is no one's favorite movie. I feel like if this vanished, even if you like this movie, you wouldn't be devastated that you could never watch it again.
But though we got to ask the Rice heads, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Wait.
The Rice Bros?
The Ed heads?
The Ed Rice Bros.
The Ed Rice Borough Bros.
God, hell of a movie though. But you want to hint towards next week, don't you?
Yes?
It's The Lone Ranger, Mason.
Oh, everybody's cancelled in that movie.
I know, that's why it's going to be fun to talk about.
Great.
We might have to unretire the crook bloke alarm.
Okay. I thought that was just going continuously. I don't watch these, so I don't know.
If you do want to see that earlier, you actually can at bigsandwich.co, where in addition to early videos, there's video game Let's Plays, there's movie commentaries, there's bonus podcasts. We have a podcast, don't we, Mason?
Yeah.
It's called The Weekly Planet, and we talk movies and comics and TV shows over there. It's on some YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple. It's a fun time with fun people in it, isn't it? Us.
Yes.
Yeah. Just something to listen to on the commute on a Monday morning to work or school or whatever you're doing. And I also want to say a big thank you to Lawrence, who edited this without Ben's help. I just want to make that clear. He wanted everybody to know that.
I'm proud of you.
All right. God bless you, everybody.
God bless.
And we forgive you.
You're welcome.